30 minutes of mobility. Got a few seconds so everybody gets ready. Welcome everyone. 30 minutes of mobility today. Welcoming you all to this session, a little bit of movement you'll see, and maybe I'll include some props here and there, and I'll give modifications if you don't have them, okay? So, as we usually do, we will come onto our backs to start. So bend your knees, place your feet on your mat, and give yourself a moment to relax your head, your shoulders, your trunk, and feel also your pelvis completely supported by the floor, earth, the universe. And as we do this, we give ourselves just a moment to sense the overall state that we are bringing into the practice, right? Sometimes we feel a little stressed mentally, sometimes we are a little tight physically. So this is the moment to kind of like take notes, right? And sometimes we can organize like all of these things that we are sensing, right? Maybe a little bit of sensitivity in the neck, perhaps the upper back feels tight, maybe the belly feels a little constricted or tense. So look at that, the overall state, and see if you can give yourself a moment here to invite more breathing through your nose. Nostril breathing is scientifically proven to help with many, many things. As we inhale through the nose and we exhale through the nose, we are not only bringing more or clear oxygen into the body, but we are also balancing the percentage of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the body, which is super important to feed our organs. And we are also giving information into our brains to slow down, to lower the stress levels, and with that, better functioning of our body in general, our organs, our joints, our muscles, everything. So let's see if we can do that. Breathing in through the nose. Breathing out through the nose. One more time, try and lengthen the inhalation. And same with the exhale, all the way to empty. The idea is to try and keep this breathing pattern throughout the practice and make it fluid, kind of like water running, right? Like a river. And we try and keep that in a simple way, in an easy way of breathing. Without touching our legs, we're going to release the arms to the sides, and we're going to bring both knees towards the chest. And again, without touching, we are going to do a few circles with our ankles, so the joints start pumping a little bit more blood into the legs, and they are awakening in a way. So you can go both ways. You may hear clicking sounds. Those are very normal and common as we move. You can also add a little bit of pedaling, or what we call flexing and pointing, both feet at the same time, or one each time, right? And you may feel a little tired because that starts kind of like creating more tension, right, in the muscles and the joints. Okay, after doing that, we are going to add the same idea, but with our knees. So we're going to try and start doing a few circles, and they don't have to be super big, but I'm sending the knees away from the body, then out, and then coming back towards the chest. And as you do that, you're going to possibly also feel your lower back changing position, right? Maybe when you are sending the knees away, you feel more of the arch. When you bring them back in, you feel more of the back of your pelvis flat. So we are also adding a little bit of movement there, right, in the pelvis and the lower back. I'm adding a few more. Try and keep that breath fluid, like I said before. And then I'm going to reverse it. So I'm inviting you to reverse it as well. We are sending first the knees towards the chest, then out, then forward towards the top of the mat, and then back in. A few more like that. Good, one last one. And then as we come back towards the chest, we'll release both feet down. Take a breath here. And then we're going to extend the left leg towards the top of the mat, and we are just going to bring the right knee in. And now we're going to do a little bit of circling only one leg. This will add a little bit more twisting into our body. So I'm inviting you to do the same, right? Right knee towards the left. So I'm doing like a twist, then I'm extending the leg all the way to the top of the mat, and then returning towards kind of like lying down. But from there, we're going to bend the right knee and then lift that leg towards your armpit, I'm going to say. It looks like when we want to do a tree pose. And then we are bringing the knee towards the center and over back to the left. So we are repeating the circle, okay? So it's a twist to the left, then extending, then coming towards supine, then bending the right knee, bringing it up towards the chest and back towards the place where we started, okay? We're going to do 3 more. So twisting to the left, extending, and then creating that tree pose, back to center. Good, 2 more. Extending, supine, moving towards the tree and back. And last one, knee towards the left, extending the leg, supine, bringing that knee up and back to center. Then we put the foot down, take a breath. And then we release that leg. We're going to switch it, right? We did 5 on that first side. So now we go second side, left knee towards the chest, and we start going over to the right first. Try and keep the right leg extended, and we move that left leg over to the right. Then we extend, coming to supine. Then we start bending that left knee, bringing it towards the chest and back to neutral. That was 1. For 2. 3. 4. And 5. Well, coming back to the center, put that left foot down, take a breath. Good, and then release that left leg next to the right one. Take a whole breath in and out. And as you push through the heels, now we are going to extend the arms overhead, interlace fingers, and then press your palms behind you towards the wall you have behind your head. At the same time, you're pushing your heels away from you. And I'm going to invite you to engage your abdomen. So bring the navel towards your spine. As you push through your palms, let the shoulders come up and push through the heels. Take a nice breath through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. And then we release the arms. We bend both knees. Good. And we roll over to the side and we press up towards the seat. Beautiful. Okay, then we are coming into a tabletop position. I'm going to turn so you see my right side first. And coming into the tabletop, we are going to add a little bit more movement for the hips, and then we add more of the upper body. Okay, so we press through the left shin, we push through the hands, lift the abdomen, lengthen the spine, bring your right knee towards the chest, then take it out to the side, then back towards the back of your mat, and then you return it towards the chest. And again, out, back, and into the chest. One more, out, back, into the chest. And this time as we end, we extend the right leg back and we push through the heel, the toes are pointing down. Lift the abdomen, lengthen the crown of the head, and send the left arm forward. If this is too much, you put the left hand down. It's all good, okay? We'll add 3 more, extending the arm and the leg away from one another, and then bringing elbow and knee towards each other, okay? And then again, inhaling, we extend. Exhaling, we bring them in. Last one, inhale, exhale. And then we return and we put both down. We wiggle a little bit through the hips. Good, second side. Lifting through the sternum. So we open and we lengthen the spine, push through the hands, bring the left knee towards the chest. First, we do the circles 3 times. Out, back and in, out, back and in. One more. And then we extend the left leg, toes pointing down, lifting the lower abdomen and lengthening through the head. If you are okay with extending right arm, you bring the right arm parallel to the floor. We stretch both limbs away from one another. We inhale here. We exhale, we bring elbow to knee. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, last one. Exhale. Put both down and wiggle a little bit through the hips. Beautiful. Let's add a little bit of cow cat here, undulations. Inhaling and lifting the tailbone, lengthening the spine, opening the chest. Exhaling, pushing the mat, rounding, bringing the belly up. Again, inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Good. Before we come up, I'm going to invite you now to come on to one side, and you're going, doesn't matter which side, as long as you can see what I'm doing. I'm coming to one side and I'm bringing the knees in front. The underarm is going to support the head. So you can bend the elbow, right, and hold that head there on that side. And then with the upper arm, the one that it's not holding your head, you're going to use your index finger so you can touch the top of your upper hip. That's what I'm doing there. I'm touching because I want to make sure that I have a connection in my brain to that place. So I'm not moving it, because the movement that we're going to do, which enhances mobility for the hips, is about lifting that upper leg without opening the whole hip back. You see, I'm showing that, which is not what I want to do, okay? So I'm keeping that finger there just to give me a measurement, let's say, or to force me to keep that really grounded. Let's go. We are trying to lift the knee without sending the hip back and then bringing it down. Good, and again, up and down. Up and down. Two more. Breathing through the nose. Last one. Good. Now, after you finish that, now you're going to keep your knees connected. The upper hand, if you want, you can bring it in front of you for support. And now we are going to do the opposite thing. So we're going to lift the shin, moving the knees into one another, and then back down, okay, for 5. Up and down. Up and down. 2 more. This is internal rotation for the hip. And last one. Good. Then once you are there and you finished, bring that right knee up, okay? So with the under leg bend, which is going to help us for balance, what we're going to try and do now is to keep that upper knee towards the line of your shoulder, and you're going to squeeze your glutes towards the front of your pelvis, okay? So the glutes, they are really fired up, and that upper side should feel like it's tight, right? And then we're going to play by sending the leg up completely and then rebending. Doesn't matter if it's not the right, it's my right, but it can be your left, okay? Up and down. 3 more. Up. Doesn't matter how far, okay? Down. You try to push through the heel and extend the back side of the leg. And one last one. Good, and then rebend, bring the knee down, take a breath, maybe a little bit of tapping there. Good, and we're going to switch sides. So we do the whole thing over to the second side, okay? So now we have the other side supporting the head, the knees coming in front, and I'm going to use the upper index finger onto the top of the hip. So I make sure that I'm not over opening the hip, okay? Let's go. We keep the feet together. We lift the upper knee and then we bring it down. We lift and down. Remember, we are not completely opening, okay? So the pelvis stays in what we call a neutral position and down. You may feel like me that you're not going super far, okay? Number 4 and 5. Good, and once you finish, you can put that upper hand in front. Now we keep the knees like if they have glue in between, and we lift the shin up and down. For 2, for 3, 4, and 5. Good, we got there, and then we keep the under leg as it is, but we bring the upper knee towards the shoulder, any amount that you can. Once you get there, I want you to try and engage your glutes and push them forward. It's almost like if your tailbone is being pushed towards the front of your pelvis, okay? Now the upper knee, we're going to try and send it back at the same time. So the glute is moving forward, but the knee is moving back. That will open up your inner leg, which is super important because those inner lines through the leg, they are connected to your hip flexors and your lower back, okay? Let's go for 5. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, exhale. 3, 4, and 5. Good, then bring that leg down, tap it a little if you need. Good, and then from there we are moving back into our tabletop, and we're going to take 1 downward facing dog. So look at the hands, turn or dial the hands a little bit out towards the sides of your mat, move your knees a few inches back, curling the toes under, lift your knees, lift your hips. We are taking this first downward facing dog shape, which means that we are starting to stretch the spine more, pushing through the hands into the floor. We pedal the feet, so give yourself a moment here to wiggle the hip side to side, to maybe bend both knees at the same time or just one at a time. And as you tone your core and you press through the hands and the pinky sides of your hands, try and feel the lengthening action in your spine, soften the neck and the head, and lift the tops of your thighs towards your hip creases, okay? So all of that. Drop the head, okay? You can say yes or no just to make sure that you're not holding. Good. And press into the balls of your feet. So that portion is important to engage. Good, and then from there, we are going to walk the feet towards the hands and the hands towards the feet. So we are meeting at the center, let's say, right, or of the mat, more or less. And we are going to turn the toes out so we can reach down with the hips and take what we call a squat. In this squat, if it's possible, you're going to put your palms together in front of the heart center. If not, you touch down, okay? And we're going to do a little bit of wiggling. So we are sending the weight of the hips and the body towards the right, lifting one heel and then back down. And then we go over to the other side and back, okay? So we do a few of those a couple of times. And then returning to the center after the last one. Here we are, drop the hips, drop the sitting bones, lift a little bit through the sternum and the heart. And then putting the finger pads down, we're going to start lifting the hips, turning the feet so they are parallel, bend the knees so they stay soft, and fold over the legs. If your hands are not touching the floor, you can always bring blocks or anything that you have at home. Maybe it's pillows, maybe it's like a box or something that is hanging around in your office or whatever it is that you're practicing. You can take anything to put your hands there, okay? You could also hold opposite elbows and then release the head. Hollow the belly, let the trunk really melt over the legs. Good, and then we are going to release the hands, put them into the hips, send the elbows up towards the ceiling, and as you push through the heels, come halfway up. It looks like a tabletop. And even though the knees are still soft, you're pushing firmly through the heels and trying to send your upper inner thighs back. Then lead with your heart and start coming up towards standing. Here we are standing, release the arms and shake it a little. Good, we are going to, I'm turning around so you can see from the right side again. We're going to do another mobility exercise here where we are going to keep the feet parallel. I'm going to show you how it goes. We're going to repeat it a few times, and don't worry if it doesn't look really beautiful. It's to enhance mobility, okay? So I'm going to start by inhaling in the standing position. With the exhale, I'm going to create a roll with my body. So I'm bringing the chin down, then the shoulders, then rounding all the way down. This is the exhale. The next inhalation, I'm going to press into the left leg so I can extend right leg back and arms away from one another. With the exhale, I'm bringing it back down into the fold. And with the inhalation, I'm pressing through the heels to return to the standing. That was the inhalation. So then when I start the exhale, I'm going to repeat the whole thing and I'm going to go back down again. And we're going to switch when we do the lifting of the leg, we switch from the right to the left and we change around each time, okay? Good luck. Don't worry if the leg doesn't go super far. You can also tap with your big toe into the floor or the mat if you don't want to go out or up. Or you can just come to just a touch over your mat and then you bring it down, okay? Let's inhale from standing. Good, exhaling, rolling the body down. Press into your left foot, inhale. Send the right leg back and the arms in front. Exhale, slowly control, bring it down. Inhaling, we roll our way back up. Exhaling, we return. Rolling all the way down. So now press into your right foot. Inhale, extending the left leg, extending the arms. Then we bring it back down. Inhaling, we press through the heels, spread the toes, come all the way up. Good, let's go again. Exhaling, rolling down. Inhaling, right leg back. Exhaling, bring it down. Inhaling, back up. Exhaling, roll down. Inhaling, left leg back, arms in front. Exhaling, back. Inhaling all the way up. We have one last to go, both sides, okay? Exhale, bringing the body down, hollow the belly. Inhale, send the right leg back. Exhale, bring it back in. Inhale, all the way up. Last one, exhale. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale. Inhale, bring it up. And the exhale, we stay standing. And we release, shaking a little bit. Good job. Okay, from here, we're coming onto our knees. We still have a tiny bit of time. If you happen to have a stretchy band at home, then I'm going to show you something with the stretchy band. If not, this exercise can be done without any stretchy band. It's all good. Okay, so the right knee is going to stay as it is, but the left leg is going to go out to the side with the foot pointing forward. Under that right foot, sorry, left foot, under the left foot, I'm going to put one end of my stretchy band, oops, and I'm going to press on it so it doesn't move like it just did for me. Okay, so I'm putting that stretchy band, like one piece of it, and then I'm pushing with the foot so it stays, it stays where it is. I'm just going to move the foot so it's extended. Okay, there. Okay, so the leg is extended and I'm holding on the other side the stretchy band. Remember, you don't need to have it, you can do this without it, okay? So what I'm going to do here is that with the opposite arm from the leg, so it's the right hand, I'm going to hold the stretchy band, okay? If you don't have it, you do the exercise without it, remember? Okay, so from here, what I'm going to do is to pull towards the right and then come back. Pull and back. Pull and back. Two more. Pull and back. Last one. And back. Then I'm going to switch. If you have the stretching, now you're holding same side, leg and hand, right? And from here, we are going to just stretch it up towards the ceiling and down. And up and up. Again, up and down. Up and down. One last one. Good. And the last one that I'm doing here is that left arm is going to come over the head as the right arm goes under and in front. I'm going to show you. We start with the arms out. This, again, it can be done without the stretching. We go over and back. And again, over and back. Over and back. Two more. Nice. Then release the arms, bring the left knee in. We're going to switch over to the right side. Here we go. With the stretchy, if you have it, you put the foot right on top, you press firmly so you have that stretchy band to play with, okay? If not, without it. And first I'm grabbing from the opposite arm, okay? So with the opposite arm, I'm just going to pull and back. 5 of those. 2, 3, 4, good, and 5. And then we switch to the same side. So now right hand, right leg, right foot. And we just pull up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good, and now we add the other part. So now we're going to bring that stretchy band over the head, the other arm goes under for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful. Okay. If you had the stretchy, take it out. Bring that right knee in, sit back for a moment, take a nice breath in, and a nice breath out. Good. Then bring the legs in front, cross your shins, one in front of the other, sitting tall. Good. And without holding, so now we are again going to use more mobility, the strength in our own bodies to work out. We are going to put the hands in front of the chest and we're going to twist over to the right. Soften the shoulders and lift the sternum. Take a breath here through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Coming back to center. Good. Now we go over to the other side. Lift through the crown of the head, but soften the shoulders. We twist to the left. Back to center. Don't touch your legs if you can. Switch the cross. And we are sitting up again. And we go again. Over to the right. Back to the center. And over to the left. Back to the center and release the arms. Beautiful. Okay, we have a few moments here. One more thing we are going to do. We are going to lie down. Cross your right leg in front of the left one. Bring the shins or the feet towards you. Rock a little bit side to side. Or in little circles. And then we switch sides, left leg over the right one, touching the feet or the shins, and do a little bit of circling here. Good, then we release, we bring the soles of the feet together, the knees wide apart, it looks like a butterfly shape. And then with the hands, we rest on top of the belly, relax the elbows and the shoulders and the head as well. Soften the skin in the face, and let's take a few breaths because we are very close to the end. Then with your hands, bring the legs towards one another, extend one arm overhead, roll over to the side, and then slowly press up towards a seat. This is the official closure of this session, 30 minutes mobility. Thank you so much for joining. I hope to see you again. If you have extra time to rest, please do so. I'll see you next time. Namaste.